WWE presents the Elimination Chamber, February 25th, 2018 from the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. We're going to run down the match lineup as well as what's really on the line in each of the bouts. But before we do that, I just want to ask everyone to please hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already to make sure you're being kept up to date with all the news and reports we put out at Spoiler Free Wrestling, a different kind of wrestling site, a different kind of YouTube channel producing unique wrestling content. Okay, now before we get into the lineup for Elimination Chamber 2018, want to talk about Ronda Rousey signing her WWE Raw contract tonight. It is no coincidence that this is taking place in the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, as Ronda Rousey contested 6 of her 14 MMA fights in Las Vegas. The last time she was in the T-Mobile Arena, however, she was defeated by current UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion Amanda Nunes. Nunes knocked out Ronda Rousey, or won a TKO victory in just 48 seconds that night. Well, Ronda Rousey will return to the scene of the crime tonight to start her new career with WWE. So it's an exciting night for her and an exciting night for professional wrestling that Ronda Rousey is bringing her star power with her into the pro wrestling industry. It should be interesting to see what Rousey has in store for tonight. If anything that happens tonight will build towards a match involving her at WrestleMania. I think at this point it's too late to put her in the mix for any of the women's championships at WrestleMania, as Ronda Rousey is going to be on Raw, and it looks to be Asuka going up against the winner of the first ever Women's Elimination Chamber tonight that will be in the Raw Women's Championship match at WrestleMania. So it looks like if Ronda Rousey's going to be on WrestleMania, as her finger pointing indicated at the Royal Rumble, that it will not involve one of the women's championships. Perhaps she'll take on someone else at WrestleMania. Perhaps it will be an intergender tag match. Perhaps it'll be just a tag match. We don't know, but the Elimination Chamber 2018 tonight should get us closer to getting some answers as to what Ronda Rousey's first storyline in WWE is going to be. The first match of Elimination Chamber 2018, scheduled for the pre-show, unless they put something else on before it, it's going to be the Ballad Club, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows going up against the Miztourage of Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas. Now, looking at the Ballad Club, they just came out of a 3-match set with the Revival where they dropped 2 of 3. These occurred over the Monday Night Raw, not last week, but the 3 weeks previously. So the Ballad Club really in need of a win here over the Miztourage to keep their names in the thick of things in the tag team division. As for the Miztourage, the last time they got a win on WWE programming, it was on the SummerSlam kickoff show. That was a long time ago. And then moving on into a singles match, we've got Woken Matt Hardy versus Bray Wyatt. Now, in terms of possible WrestleMania implications for this match, Matt Hardy has told the media that there will be final deletion style segments on WWE programming. One would have to think that the feud between Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt will eventually lead to that. Now, it hasn't been promoted that that's what we're going to get at Elimination Chamber, so WrestleMania seems like the more likely time for us to see WWE's first final deletion style segment for Woken Matt Hardy. So perhaps what happens between Hardy and Bray Wyatt here will lead into a WrestleMania match between the two of them. This will be the third time Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy have met in singles competition that's aired on WWE programming. The first time was November 27th. Bray Wyatt defeated Matt Hardy on Raw. Then on January 22nd, earlier this year at the 25th anniversary Monday Night Raw, Bray Wyatt again defeated Matt Hardy. So Matt Hardy seems like he really needs a win here, or he's going to lose this feud, lose this rivalry. Then we go into a tag team championship match. The Bar, Cesaro, and Sheamus will take on Titus Worldwide. And this match is stemming from a Monday Night Raw episode on February 20th. So the last episode of Raw, when Titus Worldwide, who are receiving a bit of a push, Titus and Apollo, receiving a tag team title match tonight. Now, the winner of this match might very well go into WrestleMania as the Raw Tag Team Champions. However, that doesn't really mean that they'll end up defending those titles on the WrestleMania card. Remember, there are 9 championships in WWE that could be contended at WrestleMania. Both Raw and SmackDown have a World Champ, Women's Champ, Tag Champ, Mid-Card Champ. So that's 8 between the two of them. And then there's the finals of the Cruiserweight Tournament, which is due to take place at WrestleMania. The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, plus whatever Ronda Rousey is doing, plus a possible final deletion style match involving Matt Hardy. So not necessarily is the winner of this match going on to WrestleMania in anything other than the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal match. There will be a few titles that won't make it onto the WrestleMania show. I would imagine one of the sets of the tag titles, as well as the U.S. Championship, and I would imagine The Miz is going to get an Intercontinental Championship match at WrestleMania, considering how long, because he's, now had such a historic run with the title. It seems likely he would end up defending it at WrestleMania this year. So not sure if the Raw tag team titles are going to end up making it on the show, but if they do, it'll be the winner of this match that walks into WrestleMania as the champions. As for Titus Worldwide, Titus O'Neil once held the tag team championships along with primetime player teammate Darren Young, who was released by the company last year. And Apollo has never won a title in his WWE career thus far, so tonight would be the first if he's able to do it. As for the Bar, Sheamus and Cesaro are now 4-time champions. They've already defended the titles twice in this reign since winning them. All of their championship wins came in 2017, aside from the most recent one, which took place last month. Asuka will also take on Nia Jax, with the stipulation that if Nia Jax is able to defeat Asuka and end her undefeated streak, then Nia Jax will be added to the Raw Women's Championship match at WrestleMania. On the last episode of Raw, it did appear as though Nia Jax got the advantage over her smaller opponent at Elimination Chamber. But nobody has been ready for Asuka yet, and there is little reason to believe Nia Jax will be the first, unless they really decide they're going to build Nia Jax up as a monster. And then provided Asuka defeats Nia Jax, well, even if she doesn't defeat Nia Jax, she will go on to the Raw Women's Championship match at WrestleMania, which in all likelihood will be the winner of the Elimination Chamber match between Alexa Bliss defending her title against Bayley, Mandy Rose, Mickie James, Sasha Banks, and Sonya Deville. So there's a few possible outcomes of this match. Alexa Bliss has held championship gold in WWE on the main roster more often than she hasn't. It would seem as though she's the likely candidate to go into WrestleMania and defend her title against Asuka, but there are other possibilities in this match. We've been seeing teases of a heel turn by Sasha Banks. Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, however, states he believes that it is Bayley that's turning heel. So we've seen something building with both the Bayley and Sasha Banks characters, whether it's between the two of them or not. We know Sasha Banks did eliminate Bayley from the Royal Rumble. However, on a later Raw, it was Bayley saving Sasha Banks from an attack from behind by Nia Jax. We know that Paige's Absolution team is also in the Elimination Chamber. That's Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville. We don't know what role they'll play in the match. We still don't know what role Paige is going to fill moving forward in WWE. We had a video up last month. I don't know. I've only been doing the YouTube page for a month. About rumors that state Paige will no longer be medically cleared by WWE to compete and is in fact retired. There's no confirmation that is the truth. That has only been reported on by people who are crediting an anonymous source. So it's impossible to either confirm or deny. I will only state this. In the past, whenever a wrestler has been medically not cleared to wrestle ever again, WWE doesn't waste a second in telling the fans. The second they knew Edge couldn't compete again, he was out that day in the ring saying he had to retire. Daniel Bryan, I mean, we all know that it was a little iffy whether he's being medically cleared or not, but the WWE doctors said, we're never clearing this guy again. And Daniel Bryan, the very first opportunity they got, they were in Seattle. You got to do it now. You got to get out there and tell the fans you'll never be in the ring again. All they've said regarding Paige is that she was too injured to be in the Royal Rumble. Nothing else. If she has been told by WWE she'll never wrestle again, we'd know about it. We'd know about it. That we don't know about it means it hasn't happened. And there will be people who want to disagree with me on that. I'm saying right now, Paige is not retired. That's fake news. I hate using the term fake news, but I'm sorry. There's no credible source has come out and said Paige is retired. Or sorry, no, like not that, some dirt sheets aren't credible sometimes, but no confirmed source has attached their name to the idea that Paige is retired. Why? They did it with Edge. They did it with Daniel Bryan. They did it with every other wrestler that's had to retire for neck injuries. What's the big secret with Paige? The truth is most likely that they are exploring all options with Paige and possible things they can do to make her neck stronger and less susceptible to injury. If she was officially retired, we'd know. That's all I'm saying. So in terms of the Women's Elimination Chamber match, many different possibilities could go, but you would have to expect that Alexa Bliss would be the favorite, with the dark horses being Bayley and Sasha Banks, and the possibility that another WrestleMania match is set up through what happens in the Elimination Chamber. Not a match involving whoever wins the Elimination Chamber versus Asuka. There's a lot going on in Raw, in the Raw Women's division. You've got Asuka, you've got the Elimination Chamber, and you've got Ronda Rousey signing her contract all in the same night. So we're going to know a lot more about the Raw Women's division moving forward after Elimination Chamber 2018. But that takes us into the Men's Elimination Chamber. And I don't know that this match will go on last. I actually feel as though it'll probably be the Women's Elimination Chamber that goes on last, unless the winner of the Elimination Chamber, the winner of the Women's Elimination Chamber match, unless she needs to confront Ronda Rousey at the event. Otherwise, I think it's probably the women's match that's going on last. But in the men's match, the one scenario which everyone is dreading is Roman Reigns winning the Elimination Chamber and going on to main event WrestleMania for the 4th year in a row. 31, 32, 33, 34. In 31, he was scheduled to take on Brock Lesnar. But Seth Rollins cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase and made it a triple threat and walked away the WWE champion. WrestleMania 32, he defeated Triple H in the main event for the WWE championship. Last year at WrestleMania, he defeated The Undertaker, something only Brock Lesnar has ever done before at WrestleMania. So he's now won the championship and retired The Undertaker in the last 2 WrestleManias. The last step on Vince McMahon's imaginary ladder to build Roman Reigns into the next John Cena, he's got to take out the biggest monster in the company, and that's Brock Lesnar. However, there's a chance it doesn't happen. There's a chance that against the patterns we've seen over the last 4 years that Roman Reigns doesn't win tonight. There are a few other possibilities. We're going to name them. One is John Cena winning the Elimination Chamber match tonight. The reason that's a possibility is because if John Cena was to beat Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the Universal Championship, it would be John Cena's 17th and record-setting reign, or 16th or 17th. I think 17th. He would set the record for most WWE Championship reigns in the main event of WrestleMania. Now, for John Cena to win, that means WWE's giving up the Roman Reigns experiment that they've been running with for 4 years, which seems unlikely, but could possibly be the case. We don't know what Roman Reigns' merchandise numbers are. Maybe Roman Reigns' merchandise numbers have taken a drastic nosedive. Maybe this guy who's going on YouTube claiming he has evidence that Roman Reigns purchased steroids, maybe there's something to that, and WWE all of a sudden has to distance themselves from Roman Reigns. Neither of those scenarios are overly likely, but they're possible. It gives you something to hope for during this match. So John Cena winning is a possibility. Finn Balor winning is also a small possibility. The reason I bring up Finn Balor possibly winning is because there had been rumors and innuendo that Balor had been scheduled to take on Brock Lesnar at some point this year, and Vince decided not to go with it. Well, I mean, one reason that maybe Brock didn't defeat Finn Balor earlier this year is because they've changed their mind and they've decided, man, look at all this Ballad Club merchandise we're selling. Maybe Finn Balor's our guy. Maybe Finn Balor's our guy in 2018 moving forward. Unfortunately, it's not that likely. Balor is older. Balor's not getting any younger. And he, the last time they put the Universal Championship on him or put him in the main event, he was out with injury almost immediately and gone for a year. That's a bit of a red flag for guys that WWE is going to push if they start to see them as injury prone. And Braun Strowman winning is another possibility. However, Brock did defeat Braun Strowman cleanly earlier this year, which would seemingly take some of the luster out of them meeting again at WrestleMania. However, Braun Strowman has really come into his own as of late. The fans have really been behind him as of late. There's reason to believe the future is very bright in WWE for Braun Strowman. He won the gauntlet match on the last episode of Raw. And him not winning the Elimination Chamber in 2018 means somebody's got to pin him. And WWE isn't too quick to have people defeating Braun Strowman, although Lesnar has done it, as has Reigns. So there's a case to be made that Braun Strowman wins the Elimination Chamber match tonight. Again, for Braun Strowman to win, it would mean that they've given up on the Roman Reigns experiment for one of the unlikely reasons that we listed before, but it's possible. I would say that if Roman Reigns doesn't win, Braun Strowman is probably the next favorite on that list, possibly followed by John Cena, then Finn Balor. I mean, Seth Rollins, they really built Seth Rollins up to be a major star in the gauntlet match. He pinned Roman Reigns and John Cena in the same night. There's a possibility Seth Rollins wins this match and goes on to WrestleMania to face Brock Lesnar. I mean, they've already had him beat John Cena and Roman Reigns in one night. Clearly, somebody has said, we need to start building up Seth Rollins like he's one of the best wrestlers in the company again, because this shit with Jason Jordan was so terrible. But again, for Seth Rollins to win, it would have to mean that they're abandoning the Roman Reigns project, which seems unlikely. But one possibility is Seth Rollins ends up costing Roman Reigns in the elimination match, in chamber match, allowing Braun Strowman or Finn Balor or John Cena to go on to win. Then you've got a Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins feud heading into WrestleMania. It's all just speculation. As for The Miz, I like the idea. On his social media, has been building up the idea that if he wins the Elimination Chamber match, he'll take the Intercontinental title into the main event at WrestleMania. I think only the Ultimate Warrior has done that before, where it's the Intercontinental Champion against the World Champion. So we'll see if The Miz is able to do that. Somehow I don't see it likely. But I've just laid out a bunch of scenarios for you, which all involve Roman Reigns not winning the Elimination Chamber in 2018. However, very, very possible that Roman Reigns will win this match and main event his 4th WrestleMania in a row. We'll be there to cover it if it does or does not happen. Either way, just make sure you hit the subscribe button to make sure you are keeping up to date with all the news and reports from Spoiler-Free Wrestling. It also helps more people discover us and check out our content. So thank you very much to those who have already subscribed. I'm the iGuy from Spoiler-Free Wrestling.